We are
the Iowa High School
Athletic Association.
We're proud to bring you this broadcast of Iowa High School
Sports Championships,
featuring Iowa's student athletes, schools, and communities.
We support teamwork, sportsmanship, and education-based activities.
Good luck, and thanks for watching.
Welcome to live coverage of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Welcome to live coverage of the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Baseball Tournament.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state baseball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa's youth through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. We also provide these hats to all of our state champions. The hats serve as a reminder that if you believe it, you can achieve it. So from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
A year away, we are back at Vets Memorial Stadium in Cedar Rapids in the 2026 IHSAA State Baseball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. We begin a full day of quarterfinals in Class 3A. Get delayed. We're going to keep number 8 seeded Knoxville faces top seeded Wahlert. Butte, as they were runner-up last year in this tournament. Welcome aboard. I'm Nate Klaber, joined in the booth this year with Kent Stock and Coach. This game, this matchup, experience and momentum. We're going to see it today.
Experience and momentum is number one. Talking to the coaches, today is a battle between two friends. They've met at coaches' clinics across the state, different things. They told stories on each other as I talked to them, but I think they made a commitment a week ago saying we're not going to talk until this game's over. So this is going to be a fun game between friends, but boy, is it going to be competitive.
It's a beautiful day it turned out after quite a bit of rain fell right before we were supposed to get going, but sun is out, field is somewhat dry, and the first pitch is moments away, and we'll have the first game on the AHSAA State Baseball Tournament coming up from the home of the Cedar Rapids Colonels right here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
A new day means so many things. Possibility and potential. New opportunities and challenges. And when you're building something that matters, you need a partner who truly understands. Iowa banks get this. Their customer relationships are built on shared values and earned trust. From homeowners to small businesses, Iowa banks know what it means to invest in the future. Iowa banks, your partner through it all.
Back here ready for the Class 3A opener in the quarterfinals. Knoxville and Wahlert. It was 2 years ago that this tournament was on this field after being in Sioux City last year. 1A, 2A, of course, taking place over in Carroll. They got together on time, Kent, but got to give credit to the grounds crew here. And even both teams chipped in to try and get this field ready.
Yeah, it was great to see the players out there moving the tarp and, just back like Little League again. But
so we are set for this game, and It's great to see everybody, and hopefully you think it's great to see us too, Ken. There's not much they can do about it. I guess they can turn the other way, but we're going to be looking for, that's the big version of that championship trophy. We're going to hand that out on Friday in the Class 3A and 4A, as right away Knoxville up to bat, top of the order, and Gifford takes one down that foul line on that first base side, gets just past Getkin.
Yeah, he came out ready to hit that first pitch. They do some scouting, saying, I think I'm looking for a fastball and ready to go.
That lefty pulls into that batter's box, and Piero on the mound pitching. We're going to talk more about him throughout this game, and especially here as we have spotlighted him as a star of this game to keep our eye on. And a little touch there. Take that 1 ball, 2 strikes, as you know, we had some of that smoky air before that rain came through. And can't you look out there, beautiful sky, and we're ready for baseball. And Knoxville looking to try and make it beyond today as they're facing number 1 seed Wahlert Catholic. This first inning coverage brought to you by Iowa Farm Bureau as we see the strikeout there. The first out against Knoxville. Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the IHSAA, championing Iowa's youth through sports and education.
Well, they started off the game with throwing strikes. You know, I think that was some of the keys to the Wahlert team, as he said, we need to play good defense and throw strikes.
And you're seeing it right there with Piero, and Kent, you've really looked at this kid and who he is on the mound as a player for Wahlert, and he keeps throwing it in there hard.
Yeah, he's an awesome two-way player. I think he led the team in hits with 50 hits, and he knows how to throw strikes and get the ball going.
That one looked like he was going to catch that outside edge, but he kept that bat on his shoulder. That's 2 that are fanned with that bat up and back. So Norris coming in here, that third batter in the lineup, and we'll go through his complete lineup after a bit. But 97 is 98 that bat coming into today, but that average 495, and it's going to increase as he knocks one out to left field, and Hunter has to come in and cover that.
I love to see the aggressiveness by Knoxville. They're coming out looking for that first pitch, ready to swing the bat. Sometimes that's the best pitch you'll see in a bat.
So Hunter Hill on a knee gets that one in. We've got our first hit on the board, and Gifford stepping in there. Riker, actually not Riker Gifford, that is going to be Kyler Gifford, another senior. 37 hits on the year, 398 average. Might see him on the mound as the game continues on, if need be. He's had some experience out there. That one's a high, and there's going to see a pass ball, Ken, and they took full advantage of that.
Yeah, they did. You know, it's good to see that, you know, looking through the lineups of both teams, 3A schools. They're doing great things with some of the, you know, they play multiple positions. You know, you see one pitch in one game, maybe shortstop the next game, and it's awesome.
So you're looking at keys to the game here with Delta Denna keys to the game, and Knoxville really with their pitching, but taking some advantage of their hitting here with their batters in the 3rd and 4th spot. We'll see again how this comes through when you check that replay of having Gifford step into that plate. And he was tied up against that line, Ken, and it just gets past. Little bobble there at shortstop.
Yeah, that's one of those plays that you want your third baseman to step in front and take all those plays. So I liked what I saw there. It's just making the play and completing it.
So that's going to be a fielding error. Credit that against the third baseman with Crawford. And we go to number 5 in the lineup.
You know, and talking to the coaches early, some of the the things, the Delta Dental keys of the game. Wahlert was throw strikes, play good defense. Knoxville said we need to play good defense, but we need to just have fun. Looks like they're having fun so far.
Yeah, definitely so. Swing and a miss there, Luke Rosenboom. And, yeah, when you're looking at having fun and that pitching death against, again, you're looking at those keys to the game, again, presented by Delta Dental of Iowa, for your smile, for your health, and for your community. And that will leave one on. And 3 strikeouts. 1 run did come in off of 1 error. We'll see what Wahlert has when they come up to bat next, right here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. Unwelcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between 2 people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
As we get here into the bottom of the first inning, and again, this one brought to you by Iowa Farm Bureau here in this first inning. Again, proud sponsor of IHSAA, and we will check our Hy-Vee starting lineups. As you see the order there, Ken, if you want to roll through Wahlert, how they come up.
We have Jacob Piero leading off. Also, he's pitching. The number 1 pitcher, number 1 batter. Brandon Kummer batting second. J.P. Albert batting third. So interesting fact today is we have DH on both sides, and they're both DHing for the catcher.
He won't ever have to take his shin guards off, will he? To try and move in there. But again, that starting lineup presented by Hy-Vee. Proud partner of IHSAA. Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. We are in Cedar Rapids, home of the Cedar Rapids Colonels for Class 3A and 4A. Back here this year for quarters, semis, and championship. 1A, 2A taking place over in Carroll. Again, if you're joining in, wondering, you thought this game was supposed to start at 11. Well, we had pretty good storm that came through, dropped a lot of rain, had the tarp out, so it pushed us back 2 hours, but we'll see how quickly we can move along. But
it was interesting as we were taking a break, having a sandwich during that rain delay. Somebody said, I don't know if we'll play until 2 o'clock. It was amazing that we started at 1. The grounds crew did an awesome job.
A lot of credit. Give a lot of credit to the grounds crew and all the people that stepped up from both teams. And you even have the crowd from Wahlert, and actually not from Wahlert, but from Western Dubuque and North Polk. They're already here, so they were kind of cheering on some of the teams doing some of that work, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of those boys jumped out to help as well.
The great state of Iowa. We raise great kids.
Iowa nice. So Piero out there, leadoff hitter. He's number 1 in the lineup and number 1 on your scorecard out in the field. Again, Knoxville got out to a 1-run lead, and there's a nice little shot into shallow right center, and that puts Wahlert on base.
That's his 51st hit for the season, so still leading the team in hits. Looks like they're pit courtesy running for Piero, and we got number 14, Brody Schumacher.
So Schumacher makes his way out there, senior on this team. So Kummer coming into that left-handed batter's box. And a quick try over to Schumacher at first base. So Brady Rosenboom covering for Knoxville on that corner. Knoxville did leave one runner on, even though they scored. There was an error that made that happen. Wahlert has been here 12 times in this tournament, Knoxville 10 times, but Knoxville is the only one that's won a title. That was back in '02. Wahlert on the field in Sioux City, lost to 3A champion in 25 Pella 1 year ago. But they're back in full bloom with the experience that they have. And right off the end of the bat, comes cranking right over that net. Didn't quite get us.
It was about a booth away, and that'd been my ball.
All right, let's check those keys to the game, brought to you by Delta Dental.
Again, it's happening what the coaches were saying. The keys to the game is throw strikes, play good defense. We had an error in the top of the first. Now we're getting a base hit there.
Little crack. Hyatt tried to run up on it just enough. He was probably about three steps shy of trying to get that in his glove. But Wahlert with two runners on, with Schumacher and Kummer, and Elbert comes up.
That was one of those plays where you want to see your center fielder be aggressive, but you don't want to be diving for something like that early in the game, gets behind you, and scores a run. So I think he did a great job keeping that ball in front of him, keeping runners on first and second.
Hopefully those keys to the game give you some insiders. They're brought to you by Delta Dental of Iowa, for your smile, for your health, and for your community. A little high and up. Looking on the mound is Gifford. What did you learn about Gifford on this one, Kent? Down for Knoxville.
Yeah, talking to a coach from Knoxville, they have great depth in pitching. Their shortstop is one of their top pitchers, but sometimes you got to play defense before you can have maybe your number one pitcher. But they've been doing a good job. Main thing is throw strikes.
High fly out to right, covered by Gifford, but that's going to give Piero's pinch runner, Schumacher, the edge to tag up and get that stolen base. And we have runners on the corners, and still no outs on this board, with our fourth in the lineup coming up with Crawford. So Crawford for Knoxville, or actually for Wahlert. It's a familiar name last year. We saw quite a bit of him this year as a senior. He's been at bat 132 times this year, Ken.
Yeah, he's been at the plate. That's a lot of plate appearances, and he's had a great season. He's had, I talked about how Piero with 50 hits. Crawford was right behind with 49, and J.P. Elbert with 49. So they've got a number of guys that got a lot of hits this year. So very well-rounded offensively. So now as a coach, you're looking at, with one out, runners on first and third, you want them to drive the ball somewhere. Get that ball in the outfield.
Crack just gets by first base, and one run scores for Wahlert. And Crawford didn't take much time. And bases again with two still on as one comes in at a tie game. So Schumacher crossing in, and we'll get a chance to look at this again from that left-hander. Just gets right in front of Kummer as he was advancing around. And we'll see a substitute runner come in for Kummer, I believe. Looking at Nolan Hayden. Will step out there to run at second. So 1-on-1, runner on two. And they get that ball into play, into action as Hill moves in. Hunter Hill.
Love to see the aggressiveness from the Wahlert hitters, and actually Knoxville in the first inning. They're thinking maybe the best pitch I'm going to see in this at bat is the first one, and they're coming out very aggressive.
0-1 count. Wind blowing in from the southeast a little bit. We'll talk about this stadium when we get an opportunity to give you a lay of the land.
Nice block there by the catcher, Brian Kingery, you know, keeping the runners at first and second, keep that double play in order.
Undercuts that. It goes deep into that left center gap. It hits the wall after one bounce. We will see Hayden come in and then bring in Crawford, and that is a stand-up double for Hill. And just like that, it's 3-1, or 4-1, or 3-1, let's say.
Great at bat that time. You know, the first pitch he swings, he pulls it hard down, foul, left field, takes one in the dirt, and that third pitch got a strike down the middle and one hop the fence in left center field.
I'm not exactly sure where that sun is sitting right now, if there's any effect on those outfielders. DH in that sixth spot, Allers. Graham Allers, another senior on this team, and so many seniors on this team, Ken. He's batting .351.
Yeah, talking to Coach, you know, they lost a lot of seniors, and they had some new seniors this year from last year. New seniors come up this year, stepped up, and kind of just taken over.
Pitch comes, well, I was going to say caught that far edge, but that'll be a called strike.
One of the nice things talking to the coaches, you know, Friday about today's game is that, you know, both teams kind of started out slow, but they have a lot of multi-sport athletes on each team, and which they encourage, and just takes them a while to get things going.
Attempt over to second, and Gifford just catches the ankle of Hill, it looked like. Keep him there. They try and make that play. Again, just in the bottom of the first inning. We were in a 2-hour delay, supposed to get underway at 11 o'clock with this quarterfinal. And noon was what we were crossing our fingers this morning, and then maybe 12:30. As Kent said, 1 o'clock, we're like, yeah, okay, whatever. And they sure did it. They got it ready. Moving things along. That one right down the pipe, and out number 2, Allers with a bat on his shoulder. And Getkin in that 7th spot. That first baseman will move in. So Peyton Getkin, I mean, he has been at the plate a lot as well. 111th appearance with where he's at right here in this game 1 of the state tournament.
Yeah, he's got 31 hits, 282 batting average. Very aggressive. Again, first pitch swinging.
And Wahlert won 8 of the last 9 games before they got that Sub-State 3 championship victory over Center Point Urbana. I guess on their way through with wins over Center Point, Decorah, and Clear Creek and Manna. Wahlert in here 34-6, and Knoxville 24-8, probably playing their best baseball this season coming in here. That's the momentum piece we talked about early on.
Yeah, there's nothing that beats momentum. It's you know, not how you start, it's how you finish. And both teams have just gotten hot towards the end of the season, and that's why you're here at State.
Three-1 Wahlert, and that one low. Give credit to King Ray at that 2 spot, scooping that one in. Again, our first inning coverage brought to you by Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the IHSAA, championing Iowa's youth through sport and education. Swing and a miss and a high one there. That'll retire it. 2 strikeouts in that inning. Went through 7 batters. 3 runs did come in off of 4 hits. We'll be back. Top of the second coming up. Knoxville gets another turn on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Why am I seeing yield differences in only 2 of my fields?
Great question, Evan. I've taken some soil samples, and it looks like you might have some fertility issues, especially in that northern field. Take a look.
Huh. Nothing gets past you, Rick. Hey, how long have you been back there?
An agronomist never tells.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel agronomists always show up. Channel, all in, all season.
Professional Educators of Iowa, founded by teachers for teachers in 1981.
What I like is that it is former administrators, teachers. They are people that are invested into, hey, let's make something great better.
PEI, the Professional Association for Iowa's Independent Educators.
The best thing about Professional Educators of Iowa is it's right in our backyard. It feels like home.
Now more than ever, educators are choosing PEI.
Back in Cedar Rapids as the crowd is a little mixed here between Knoxville and Wahlert Catholic. They're just getting ready. They had to dry out a little bit, some of the fans that got here early. But looking for some excitement here as Knoxville continues to their 6th one in the lineup. And that brings up Brady Rosenboom. He takes that first pitch and gets the throw out. Went right in the glove of Crawford. But out number 1 on the board. And we will see Kading stepping in that 7th spot, the DH.
Yeah, the key to this inning is to continue being aggressive in Knoxville. I mean, that was a great job hitting the first pitch. Just a great defensive play by the third baseman.
Because you're having a conversation, with Coach DeVore, and you're talking about there were some injuries on this team, and they really had to step up.
Yeah, they both talking to both teams, and Coach DeVore said they, early in the season had some injuries, but it gave people experience at different positions early on, gave people some at-bats that they may not have had. So, again, that benefits you over a long-haul season.
And lefty with Kading. Swing and a miss there. 1-2 count. Kading, a sophomore, 362 hitter. He's also a pitcher. You look through here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 potential pitchers that have seen experience for Knoxville.
Back in the day, being Jim Vanscoy's assistant coach, he taught me one thing. He said, I tell the team every year, everybody's a pitcher until I tell you you aren't. You're playing.
You never know.
You never know. You're playing 2-3 doubleheaders a week, and you need depth in pitching.
So Kading will move on to first, to hit by a pitch. And we'll talk a little bit. If you're wondering, where I keep bringing up, and you hear Kent Stock. What do I know Kent Stock's name? And we're not talking. We're not talking. We're not talking actually. You were portrayed in a movie. We can't say you're a movie star, right?
No, I'm
portrayed in a movie.
Portrayed in a movie. Sean Astin, Rudy.
Yeah, Rudy or
Sam Gamgee.
Yeah,
Mikey from the Goonies.
Goonie fame.
He's getting taller every year.
Yeah.
Every movie.
You don't have your inhaler over there, do you, by chance?
No.
To represent Mr. Austin. So we'll talk about your background here a little bit, get a lay of the land, if people are familiar with that from the Norway baseball days. And there's a dropped ball that I think Matrison was thinking maybe he was going to be changing his direction, but as Matrison in that 8th spot, the third baseman winds up, little bobbler towards Piero on the mound, and a high out of reach, and he's going to be safe. Getkin had to come off the bag to try and get that from really getting out of hand, and Knoxville has 2 runners on.
Yeah, that's one of those tough plays for pitchers. They're coming off that that mound that's 6 inches above ground. They jump down that mound, field the ball, and sometimes they try to be too quick instead of setting their feet and making a strong throw. So Knoxville's got a rally going.
So the catcher, Schultz, will make his way out and just kind of give him a little breath. Was it one of these teams you said when the coach goes out, he doesn't like to talk about what's going on? They bring up was that you had another subject, or that must be in a 4A game? I'm thinking of when I was having a conversation with Andrew that I'm going to be with tomorrow. But it's always interesting if it's the coach or the catcher, Ken, are you going out there, what's being said and how it's being said.
I always loved having a catcher that kind of was like your assistant coach. They know exactly what you're thinking as a head coach, and they can go out and calm down that pitcher.
Well, you spend so much time together, I would think that you kind of get a sense of where a pitcher's at, their mentality. You can kind of probably see the change on the way the ball's getting thrown, and a little more easy throw there from the mound to first to get Hyatt out.
Well, that puts 2 runners in scoring position. They're looking for that 2-out hit that'll tie the game.
The right fielder, Riker Gifford. So Riker Gifford as we head to the top of the order, as he struck out with a bat on his shoulders to open up this contest for Knoxville. And Knoxville in the all-black, white pinstripes with a yellow trim around the numbers.
Great block there by Blake Schultz there behind the plate. Saved a run.
You can almost see Knoxville getting a little more comfortable now. Left-handed hitter with Gifford. We've seen a few of those for Knoxville. A 2-0 count. Ferguson on deck. Now one just gets below that box. In Knoxville, 322 team average. They love to steal bases. 118 stolen bases on 125 attempts coming into today.
It's a pretty high percentage.
Yeah. And that's got to make teams nervous. Pitchers especially a little nervous. That one's inside. We'll see our first walk of the game. Base is full as Jessen Ferguson comes up. He was also at a strikeout in that first inning, but we'll have a meeting on the mound.
Yeah.
So we're talking about this pitcher that Coach Corey Tischer is talking to, but let's focus in on our Musco Lighting Player Spotlight. What again, we're featuring Piero on that.
Yeah, I did a little research on Jacob Piero. One of the top hitters, batting 420, 51 hits now. He led the team with 50. A number of people behind him at 49, but also being that pitcher with a 2.4746 ERA and 42 innings pitched this year. So this is a big spot for him right here.
Musco Lighting, the official and exclusive lighting provider of the IHSAA. New batter in there. Again, we talked about Ferguson. He takes that first pitch. Had a strike. Again, the Panthers won this championship back in 2002. They've been to the tournament 10 times. The latest time, though, was back in 2010. So that was a minute ago, Kent, before they've been in the state tournament.
It's been a few years, and talking with Coach DeVore, they were excited to make it to the state tournament. It's not one of those things where we're just happy to be there, but, it's been a few years since they've been here, so they're excited.
Yeah, and you look at Ed DeVore, head coach there, been there a few years. I think he was only there he's been at Knoxville, I think, for 7 years.
Yeah, this is his 7th year at Knoxville. He spent 8 years at Central Decatur, but it's his 15th year overall as head coach.
Line drive just gets out of the reach of the second baseman. Going to have to rely on Comer to scoop that up from right field. And we have Knoxville on the board. Actually on the board here, at least in the second inning, with another run.
Yeah, that brings up Lincoln Norris. Lincoln Norris led the team by far with number of hits. He had 48 hits this year, batting average of .495. I think they're liking the position they're in right now.
So Kading coming across. Got Matristan over on third. Gifford up at second base, but Ferguson, you had to like that drop. Where he was able to place that. Which brings Norris in, who opened the game for Knoxville with a hit in that third spot and was able to touch home plate to get the first run for the Panthers. That ball's coming in hard. Outside of that zone, 2-1. Knoxville dropped consecutive games to Bondurant, Farrar, and Indianola in early July. They won 3 straight in the postseason. And Kent, they didn't just win three straight. 24-5 was that margin when you total up that.
Yeah, that was some dominance going into the state tournament.
Had a 6-0 shutout of Bondurant Farrar in that sub-state championship. And we're going to see a run walk in. And that's not how they had written up the script defensively from Wahlert, I'm sure. Matristan comes across.
I always used to talk to my players, you know, you have a couple bad breaks. It's just shaking those off sometimes and just putting that behind you, going out for the next pitch.
So Kyler Gifford in that 4 spot. There is 2 outs up. Gifford and Rosenboom, Rosaboom. Luke. Get both these players up. We've cycled through the inning with all players at bat. And I'm sure Wahlert just wants to be able to get out of this. Get them back at the plate. Try and tack on to the margin they had before they started this inning. So we're tied up now at 3.
It's always tough. You have a walk here and there, and all of a sudden it gets to where you try to aim the ball instead of throw it.
That one low on the dirt. Wow. Consecutive walk. That brings in a run. So Gifford will come across, and Knoxville takes the 4-3 lead. And Luke Rosaboom will step in, and some conversation on the mound between shortstop Albert stepping in to talk to Piero. Yetkin came over from first, and we've got a pitcher warming up in the bullpen along that third base side. Looks like Graham Allers. Is that number 10 that's down there? Crack right in the glove of the pitcher. Piero had 9 come up, and he closes it out with a 1-3. But 3 runs came in, and we had 1 hit, 1 run, and we left 3 on. The bottom of the second next. Wahlert up to bat on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Excuse me, ma'am? You dropped this.
Back in Cedar Rapids, Class 3A, as we also want to thank for coverage of the Hy-Vee Championship Network, brought to you by Cookies Barbecue. Cookies, epic sauces, and bold seasonings. Remember, smart cookies, use cookies.
And our title sponsor, Farm Bureau. Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, championing youth through sports and education.
Bottom of the second inning, as Dubuque Wahlert comes out of a rough defensive top of the second that allowed Knoxville to take a one-run lead. And Wahlert coming back in with the bats. And, Coach, what do you suppose? They came off the field. What was the coach saying in there? What do you feel like Coach Tischer was saying to these guys?
Yeah, Coach, they come in off the field, you're saying, hey, that happens once in a while. You get a great job. You had 2 walks in a row. We don't like that, but you got that guy to ground out to you. Now, put that in the back burner. Let's go out and get some hits.
So Landon Williams at bat, and it's a quick play over to first base for that first out.
And on the flip side, you know, you're looking at Knoxville. They're scoring 3 runs in that top of the second. You know, coach is telling them, hey, it's key to get that first out in the next inning. Let's get ahead right away and try to take charge. And that's what he did.
So 1 out on the board as we're in the bottom of the lineup. 8 and 9 come up with Reedy. So Gavin Reedy, sophomore on this team, batting .265. We'll have 100 at bats before the day is out. Catches foul just over in front of the Knoxville dugout. Again, beautiful home of the Cedar Rapids Colonels, minor league partner of the Twins, Minnesota Twins. Twins picked up a little bit of that south and east, maybe, I think is where maybe that's coming out of.
Yeah, I don't know if you get the total picture on TV of this stadium, but it's a beautiful Class 1A baseball field. Great bleachers, great press box, and look at the field. That field is just in great shape even after all that rain this morning.
Pitch comes in high. 315 down that left alley, 325 actually down that foul line, 325 down the first base foul line. If you got that third base side, there's a little party deck out there that brings that line in a little bit. Straight out, you're at 400. Foul ball into some open seats on that third base side. I don't see any power alley numbers out there, Kent.
No, I don't either. Probably 365 to 375 out in the power alleys. But one of the things they did to make that left field, since it's 315 versus right field 3 1/4, they raised that fence a little bit. So you got to get it up in the air.
Yeah, it's twice as high as what that regular wall appears to be. Sure, fun. That's got to be a fun venue during a Colonels game, I would think.
Absolutely.
Pitch comes in, full count. That'll be the first walk that we will see Wahlert take advantage of. Brings one on, top of the order with Pero moving in to that lineup or to that batter's box.
Hand must be getting a little sweaty. He got a rosin bag taken out to him. I tell you, it's starting to warm up a little bit after that rain this morning.
And Wahlert, they've got depth in that field. You've heard us mention a number of seniors. But when you look at that lineup, there's 9 players, Kent, with at least 26 hits coming in today.
Yeah, that is just amazing. That means they're aggressive. They're out there ready to hit the ball.
And Jacob Piero, 59 runs, 50 hits, but I mean, some of these averages we've been seeing through here relatively high, I feel like.
Yeah, I tell you.
Shows you the success.
Hitting 420 here, Jacob Piero, it's unbelievable.
A chance over at first base. Brady Rosenboom covering that corner as Reedy slides back in. Kyler Gifford started this game, 35 total pitches so far. And the official will stay silent on that one, and a 2-1 count.
Wahlert. 2-1 count. This is where he's looking for something to drive.
Wahlert dug out, getting some energy. Like to see this tied up. That's a deep one. Is that going to get out of the reach of Hyatt in center field? No, he had to make a turn and look straight up into the sun, and he gets it in his ball mitt. So that is out number 2, and leaves Reedy on first base. So Brandon Comer, he singled and scored back in that first inning here in the number 2 spot. Ball a little high on the throwdown from King Ray. That does bring that runner over on that stolen base.
Yeah, that's a gamble you want to take with 2 outs, get that runner in scoring position. Now a base hit scores him.
I mean, the athletes that you see on both sides of the diamond here, and you said the coaches were really talking the value that they put in their players that are multi-sport athletes.
Correct, and that I really appreciate that. Me coming from a 1A school, coaching in Belle Plaine, I coached volleyball there for 13 years. My volleyball players had to be basketball players, track, golf, cross country. They had to do all the sports, and I loved it.
Well, because you mentioned earlier, both teams were kind of slow to start with success. They went Knoxville heavy in golf this year.
Yeah.
And a running attempt from Hyatt, trying to get that ball, and I don't know if it was the speed or the sun where he needed to make some adjustments, but that does bring in a run for Wahlert.
Looking at that review, if you look at the replay, you know, it's probably a ball the left fielder should have taken, but I think maybe there were some sun issues, and so center fielder had to come all the way over to try to help out.
First up, J.P. Albert. Yeah, and it was good that left fielder Luke Rosenboom was right there for it. But hard to see exactly the framing of where left field and center was when that ball was coming in. But 1 run comes in, and that will place, again, Comer at first base as he singles. Out to left center. And Elbert stepping in. J.P. Elbert, 127th at bat on the year. And Brady Rosenboom playing off first base just a little bit. Snow cone that ball as it was coming his way. And I'll be interesting to see, Kent, if we get or when we get Wahlert back out in the field, will we see a different pitcher?
Yeah, that's he's probably going to liken this little break here. But, you know, with Albert up, one of the leaders in hits, he had 49 coming into the state tournament, 392 batting average. But now we're sitting at a 3-0 count. That's the question. Do you let him swing on this with, you know, a guy with 49 hits, 392 average? It's a coach's decision.
See what he gets given to him. Pitch in from Gifford.
Yeah, he's swinging all the way.
Yeah, he was set in.
He was.
3-1 count. Wahlert scores 3, Knoxville scores 1, and you flip-flop that here in this second inning. And Wahlert with 1 runner on. Wahlert head coach Corey Tischer, Knoxville head coach Turner DeVore. And that's a high pitch and a walk will advance some runners. And here comes that fourth batter, Crawford. 1 for 1 today. He struck out. Actually, let's strike that. He singled back in that first inning.
You know, and I've talked about this a number of times, and about the number of hits. You know, you're looking at him coming up now. He came into the state tournament with 49 hits. You know, you look at, they had 50 hits by Piero, 49 with Kraffel, 49 with Albert, 37 with Comer. You know, a lot of guys with lots of hits throughout the season. So they're an offensive machine.
Yeah, they're not one of those teams that it's one or two guys.
Right.
It's multiple.
And as a coach, that's what you love to see. You're not relying on just one person.
9 regular batters over 282. And they get on base about half the time. Wind picked up a little bit more. There's talk, would we still get some rain here later on today? We won't have to worry about it for this game. And that high ball is going to be caught as second base Ferguson comes into the outfield for out number 3. So we only had 1 run come in. There was 1 hit. Going to leave some runners on. Third inning coming up in Class 3A quarters on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
A new day means so many things. Possibility and potential. New opportunities and challenges. And when you're building something that matters, you need a partner who truly understands. Iowa banks get this. Their customer relationships are built on shared values and earned trust. From homeowners to small businesses, Iowa banks know what it means to invest in the future. Iowa banks, your partner through it all.
We hit the third inning as we will see in this lineup, number 6, 7, and 8 batters for Knoxville. With Rosenboom, Kading, and Matrissen, 2 of those runners have come across home plate already. And on the mound, we see Piero. He's back. The coach is going to keep trusting this young man.
Yeah, he had a little break there. The team scored a run for him, and so got a break and gets refocused.
And a high shot is pulled in as that's going to bring Reedy in from center field quite a bit. Shallow right center for out number 1 in this third inning.
I love to see that center fielder just take charge out there. They're the shortstop of the outfield. They're calling off. He had second baseman going out, right fielder coming over, and he just took control.
Brings in Kading for Knoxville. Last time up, advanced after getting hit by a pitch near the foot, and did make his way all the way around. But Kading, you hear him crack that one, and nice play over at second. Blaze on the scoop, but the throw is a challenge. And that was just not quite a carnival act there, Kent, but there were some things went right, but some things that didn't quite go so right.
Yeah, that had a little circus atmosphere with it. It's one of those things when you see a play like that in front of you, as a runner, you got to be sprinting down to first base, and when you see that happen, you got to be picking up what the first base coach is telling you to do.
So second base out there is Landon Williams. I'd had a different player out there in my original lineup, but Williams got the scoop, Rough throw to first. And we'll see if Knoxville can take advantage of this. And Jacob Piero, 50 total pitches so far.
And Matrician, you know, he's had 22 hits this year, 333 average, and so it's one of those things he's got to probably push the ball to that right side, that opening between first and second.
Matrician drops that shoulder. Little swing. He got on with an error because the pitcher last time up. Piero had to run up, scoop that ball, and just made a difficult throw. That was hard for Getkin to get to. Little crack right towards second. This time they'll make it happen. Williams to Getkin for out number 2.
He tried to push that ball to the right field and through the first and second, but great defensive play there.
Center fielder Emmett Hyatt. Bottom of the order. Hyatt steps in, the center fielder for this game. In Knoxville, tourney runs in 93, 94, 96. And they will get closed out here in this inning with a bounce to third and caught at first. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning with a 5, 6, and 7 hitters. That's next on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
A fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Today's coverage on the Hy-Vee Championship Network is brought to you in part by Iowa Farm Bureau. From rural roots to statewide pride, Iowa Farm Bureau proudly supports student athletes across Iowa.
And we're also sponsored by the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Hy-Vee, a proud partner of IHSAA. Hy-Vee is where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
Get back here in Cedar Rapids, Veterans Memorial Stadium, just south of the downtown area in Cedar Rapids. As we can look out and see that in the distance, and a fly ball high up off the bat. A hill is taken in by Gifford out in right for out number 1 in this inning.
Still being aggressive, going after that first pitch. Sometimes, like I said before, the best pitch to hit is that first one coming in, but great pitch, got him to pop up right field.
So Allers stepping in here for Wahlert, and Graham Allers, 351 hitter. He was one that we were keeping an eye on. They had him in the bullpen during that second inning, so we thought maybe we would see him. He's a DH, so they could easily bring him into that lineup, at least out in the field.
Again, it's one of your seniors that can do it all.
Low in the dirt. This Knoxville pitching staff, a 2.98 ERA. They've only held their opponents, Kent, to 162 average.
That's unbelievable.
Played.
That is unbelievable. Awesome.
That one comes in a little bit. Got a 3-1 count. And another walk. That's been a few of those so far today for Gifford. As Ehlers moves his way down that first base side. And we're going to see courtesy runner come out. So Charlie Toll will come in.
Pinch running for his DH. How you bring up Peyton Gedkin, you know, Kitty's going to look to push the ball again.
Gedkin sees that one come outside. We'll hold that bat back. Again, Wahlert, 12 tournament appearances. And they have gone, there's a stretch from 23, 24, 25, and now 26 is where they've been in this tournament. Still seeking that first title. They lost in the championship game a year ago in Sioux City to Pella. And on the run as that one is in foul territory and bouncing around that bullpen area of Knoxville on that first base side.
I like the aggressiveness from Coach there, trying to, you know, Coach Tischer trying to get some things moving, get the runner going, doing a little hit and run here in the third, bottom of the third.
So again, Gifford on the mound through 2 1/3 innings. 3 walks so far. Giving up a double through 54 pitches.
Boy, he had him leaning, Coach. I don't know if you saw that, but he was taking a step like he was going again and had to hurry and get back. Got it back just in time.
Yeah, Gifford, eyes in the back of his head. Keeping an eye over there again, make another shot at it. Brady Rosenboom good on the cover at first. Kent, there's got to be a connection between those pitchers and those first basemen. They just kind of give a sense of when it's coming.
They do. They've played with each other. Most of these guys have been playing since Little League together, and they know one another. And I think it's just something that it's intuitive, and they know when to do that.
So Toll advance on a stolen base as he's running for Allers. And Gedkin now with that 2-1 count here in this 7th spot in the lineup in the 3rd inning. Right towards third base, takes a bad bounce on the dirt. And Wahlert has runners on the corners, and I'm sure Matrissin still wondering what happened there.
Yeah, you'd think maybe they were going to try to score on that, but the runner had to stop. He had to see what was happening in front of him, and when he saw it got past the third baseman, it was too late to make a scoring drive there.
So Williams stepping in, and we got a shot down that third base bullpen line, and looked like Brandon Kummer, number 12, was warming up down there. So we might see a change here in this next inning, Kent. As we've
re-entering for Wahlert Catholic, number 3, Josh Schlickman.
So Schlickman coming in that 8th spot. He did start this game. I was going to say I had him in my lineup. We just didn't quite get to him in the first inning, and they made the switch in the second. Little foul on the right side on that bunt attempt.
Running a little safety squeeze there.
"4-4 is our score in Class 3A, the first quarterfinal game. Gedkin got onto first base with a fielding error, and still have Allers over at third base. Actually, Toll covering for Allers as the runner. And this is Schlickman. And Coach kind of heading over there talking to Toll, Coach, and
Yeah, it's
just having him be ready.
I would not be surprised if he squares and tries to squeeze, safety squeezes again here even with 2 strikes on Schlickman.
Just 1 out. That 0-2 count, and that one's high, and that will have a reluctant Gedkin as he was halfway down towards second base. Wondered if he should do it. He just kept moving.
Now, as you can see coming up here, I'm sure one of the views that Knoxville is bringing the infield in.
That's a little change up, it looked like. Not going to get called. All the attention on the infield right now, Kent. Just waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, in a 4-4 ball game, they want to keep it close.
Yeah, he didn't pull on that. Full count. I'm Nate Klaber. That's Kent Stock here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Class 3A will join you for the next one as well with Western Dubuque and North Polk. Little reach for that. Ends up swinging. That's out number 2.
Yeah, that was a big pitch. That was a big play of the game there. Now he can move the defensive infield back to regular depth and try to get that third out, cut down the rally.
Bottom of the order, Reedy stepping in. He walked last time out, stole a base, got home. He was the last runner to score for Wahlert. 2 runners on. Toll over at third base. Gedkin at second. That one comes inside. So Kyler Gifford at 64 pitches thrown. 4 earned runs so far, given up. Walked 3 batters.
He has first base open, but you're facing the number 9 hitter. You want to be aggressive and go after this number 9 hitter.
I don't feel like Guilford gave what he could on that last pitch. Swing back from Reedy. And Hyatt's going to call everybody off, and that will be out number 3 on that fly to center. Got through 5 in that lineup, leaving 2 on, no runs, 1 hit. 4th inning coming up in 3A in the quarters on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey. Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
We're not just lighting a stadium. We're creating lasting memories. We're not just installing a mini pitch. We're empowering youth to learn and grow. We're not just retrofitting an airport. We're creating an environment where workers can feel safer. This is why, whether it's a game down the street, professional stadiums around the world, or treasured monuments and landmarks, you always know when it's must go.
Today's coverage of the Hy-Vee Championship Network is brought to you in part by the Iowa Bankers Association. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
Also brought to you by Sukup Manufacturing Company, the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment. If you're a guy like me that drives the state of Iowa, I see those Sukup grain storage bins all over.
They are everywhere, and right away, Knoxville in their order with Gifford at the top of it. Takes that pitch, drives it down that first base line, and Knoxville's on a base again, and they are given the challenge. And, Kent, when they went through that first inning and 2 strikeouts right away, able to get a runner on, then score, it was like, okay, what's this game going to be like? And then Wahlert comes out of the gates in the first, and they go up, by a score of 3-1. And I think it holds true what we talked early on, that this game definitely, when you look at the experience of Wahlert, is that enough to beat the momentum of Knoxville?
Yeah, it's one of those things like I talked about earlier. We have the number 1 seed versus number 8 seed. But at this point in the season, you can throw out those seeds, and it's just who's ready to play.
And especially when you look at the history, and we talked earlier about Wahlert, 12 visits here, but it's looking like I got to do some quick 6 or 7 appearances here in the last 10 years. And is there a little bit of comfort level there? And is there anxiety level of Knoxville? Doesn't seem to be the case.
Doesn't seem to be the case, but I tell you what, that experience of being at state tournament in recent years really helps. But sometimes, talking to Knoxville coach, it's just a bunch of guys having fun. Nerves don't matter.
One out with that strikeout, and the ball is high up into the stands on the right field side off of Norris. Lincoln Norris coming in 1 for 1 today, brought an RBI in. Piero continues to be on the mound. We had to wonder if we would see a change of pitcher, but they're going to continue to go with Jacob. And he kind of threw that a little outside, was maybe questioning where that control was.
Yeah, Jacob struggled there in that second inning, but he came out in the third inning, kind of calmed down, got things back. Got to give him in the fourth inning, which they are.
Right at the sweet spot of that bat, Norris takes that out to left field and advances a runner over. But, when you look at Norris, and you might think he's probably one of the best players we're going to see in Class 3A for how he plays.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just an all-around great player. He's got a bat, plays great defense. You're looking at he's your shortstop, and talking to coach, that he could potentially be the number 1 pitcher for a lot of teams, but you don't want to sacrifice defense always because he's your best defensive player at shortstop.
So it looks like we will see a change in the lineup as coach came out, Tischer, and sent Elbert to the dugout. So we will see what for sure will transpire as we get a call to the line, or a call to the bullpen. Again, brought to you by Sutka Bins, better built. And we will have some adjustments definitely in the field as we look to do this. And it looks like they're going to go with Brandon Kummer on the mound. So
yeah, this pitching change is presented by Sukup Manufacturing. It's, we talked about he had a great third inning, but coming in, Kummer coming in in relief here. So try to get things settled down.
So we will switch out who is in the field as we work through this to see what our adjustments need to be as far as who is playing where once they get that all solidified. But again, we did see, again, Kummer getting a chance to warm up in the bullpen earlier. And we wondered if he was going to get the call or if it was going to be another player. I know Williams, actually Ahlers had been out there. Kummer going to play baseball right here in Cedar Rapids next year at Coe College. And part of postseason experience in football last year. He did have to have his ACL taken care of after football this season. But Corey Tischer, 14th year head coach at Wahlert for the Golden Eagles. 369 and 217. That's a lot of games at the helm.
Number 12.
As he's made his adjustments in the field, and we will look around to see what adjustments we have seen for Wahlert.
The batter for Knoxville, pitcher Tyler Gifford.
So Gifford in there now in this third at bat here in the fourth inning for Knoxville. Got with an error in that first inning, walked in the second, has yet to earn a run for his Panther team. And
boy, he got under that one.
Pitch is right off
the
bat of Gifford. Just when I say he hasn't crossed home, he's going to cross home and get some RBI credits for him as well, Kemp.
Yeah, that was a pitch. They started him off with the breaking ball in the first pitch, came back with that breaking ball. He just got under that ball, lofted it over the plumbers and pipe fitters, local 125 over the 315 into the picnic area.
That was like in the second deck back, so you got to give him 325 on that,
Oh,
330.
yeah, exactly.
You'll
for
see it
sure.
here as he was tied at that batter's box, and he hit that just below or above the neck of the bat, and no, it bounced off that upper fence and came back in. And all of a sudden, it's a 7-4 game with the 8 beating the 1 right now. Bobble over from Rosenboom as that one's scooped up by Getkin at first base for out number 2. Some quick excitement in there.
First baseman
As Brady Rosenboom steps in that 6th spot, the first baseman has yet to spend any time on a base this game as that ball comes in. Little switch up for an 0-1 count. But bases just cleared by Gifford with a deep shot to left field. Brings in 3 total runs. And that, what does that do for their confidence?
Oh, I tell you what, when you see a guy like that come up, and he's a great hitter for the team, but you're not necessarily expecting a home run at this stadium, and to see one pop out like that, that just gives you the momentum, makes the rest of the team say, let's rally behind that.
Well, Brady Rosenboom swings on that strikeout. 3 runs do come in off of 3 hits, leave none on. The bottom of the 4th next in Class 3A on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
What does commitment mean? To protect what's important? To invest in the future? It means providing peace of mind. It's what reliable people do. It's what local banks do. Banking in Iowa goes beyond transactions. Banks work to help people and small businesses succeed. And Iowa banks are proud to be trusted partners in building confident banking relationships. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
I don't get it. Why is there uneven crop emergence out here?
Great question, Jill. From what I've seen, soil compaction from your sprayers and grain carts is the likely culprit. This can hinder root penetration and emergence along field edges.
What would I do without you, Tom?
Hey, that's what I'm here for. Let's catch up later. I'm needed over in Monroe County.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed pros always show up. Channel, all in, all season.
Nice guy.
Back at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Cedar Rapids, I'm Nate Claber, Kent Stock at my side as we broadcast from just off behind home plate here in the home of the Colonels of Cedar Rapids. And a beautiful day for baseball, Kent. As Knoxville back out in the field after a big inning that they just had, Kent.
Yeah, that was a great inning. They put a few runners on, and you get up, and I tell you what, that ball traveled. You know, when that was first hit, I thought, okay, that's going to get to the wall. But that going over the wall was a big momentum builder for Knoxville.
Well, I don't know if you heard me up here. I'm like, he is yet to be on base yet. He got to touch all of them after he hit that one out there.
That's exactly right.
So bottom of the 4th inning as Knoxville He is out in the field, and here's Wahlert. We'll go to the top of the order. As Piero makes his way out there.
And as a coach, that's exactly what you have. A big inning like that, you tell your pitchers, lead off with strikes, baby.
So Piero singled in that first inning. He was able to cross home. He was the first run to come across for Wahlert. And they've got some catching up to do as that ball came in hard just below the knees.
And you have a veteran team like Wahlert. They're not going to get down after giving up 3 runs, down 7-4. They're going to fight back and battle and make this a ball game.
And great to have everybody join us. If you're tuning in wondering where the North Polk Western Dubuque game is, well, that got delayed. We didn't start here till about 1 o'clock with the opening 3A quarterfinal. So we've set things back about 2 hours. I guess we're going to estimate maybe a 3 o'clock start for this next one, depending how this one runs. But
it's going to be a long day. I wonder if they'll let us sleep in the booth overnight,
keep
up early tomorrow.
Keep that pot of coffee going. Full count. And that will walk Piero.
If you're Wahlert, you're saying after giving up 3 runs, say, let's get some runners, get some runners. If you're Knoxville, you're saying, hey, we just took a 3-run lead, get out and throw strikes. Let your defense help you.
Comer at bat. He moved into that pitching spot here in this last half inning. That ball bounces underneath the catcher, Kingray, and that will move Piero over to first base on that pass ball.
Piero rounded that. I'd love to see how he sprinted on a pass ball like that. He sprinted to second base because you never know where that ball's going to go. Take an opportunity at third. He rounded it hard, and then he got back.
We should make note, Ferguson has moved into that pitching position. And trying to see who covered. Looks like Guilford went over and covered him at second base. Those are cool uniforms. A little hard to see the numbers, though.
It is.
There's a strike coming in from Gifford, actually from Ferguson. Bottom of the 4th inning in Cedar Rapids on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Off the end of the bat, right towards Luke Rosenboom.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. He made the catch, and then the ball popped out, but it was trying to take the hand from the glove. That's where the ball came out, so it was a catch.
We'll see this on replay. Yeah, he had it in there. And is there based on a time? Is it a judgment call when you're looking at where that ball was at?
It's a judgment call, but it looked like he was trying to almost flip the ball from his glove to his hand.
Trying to make it as quickly as possible, trying not to advance a runner. It did keep Piero at second base. So Albert moving in. Fly onto the first, walked in the second. Wind has picked up a little bit more here in Cedar Rapids.
Yeah, that's blown straight out to left field.
84 degrees right now. Mostly sunny. We could see a high of 91 before this day is out.
It's about 78 degrees in the booth here. Feeling pretty good.
It's a little humid, but not what it's been. We're comfortable. That one comes in right at the bottom of that strike zone. Albert in the shortstop. And one runner on. .392 hitter, 41 RBIs. He's also a player for Wahlert that can contribute on the mound as well. See North Polk and Western Dubuque fans making their way in, filling some seats for this next quarterfinal game. And that's 2 runners in a row that will walk. Actually, 2 of the 3 runners will walk here in this inning.
Third baseman, Noah Crawford.
Noah Crawford coming in. He singled back in that first inning.
One of 2 or 3 guys with 50 hits plus on the team.
Was that 3rd run in for the Golden Eagles. Another lefty batter. Lincoln. Actually, it's switch.
Yeah, bottom of the 4th. They're down 7-4. Got one of their top hitters. Runner for first, second. He's looking for something to drive.
I'm just looking at some stats here and just looking at my information. Finish that thought here in a moment. And out is solidified at first base on that play from short. But making a correction that actually Lincoln Norris is on the mound. It is not Ferguson.
Left fielder Hunter Hill.
It looked like maybe Lincoln Norris, who's 45 in the program. He has the 6 jersey on. So we're going to go with Lincoln Norris on the mound. That ball is going to be foul ball right side on the upper party deck.
It's a big at bat for Hunter Hill. You know, 2 outs, runners in second, third, down 3 runs. He's looking for something he can get to the outfield. Or get hit in the head.
Yeah, that'll pop it right off and take him down to first base, and the bases are loaded. So Pierre over to third, Albert at second base.
Yeah,
kind of a right at the top of the crown. Bring it up. Seems to be all right out there. Yeah. Wanted the pitch from Knoxville, swing and a miss, and that just above the neck of that bat.
Now, if you're Wahlert, you're looking to choke up on that bat, put that ball in play. You're on an 0-2 pitch. You really got to protect the plate.
Ball's undercut, pass ball. We're going to see a run score for Wahlert as Piero does come through. Albert over to third. Hill take him over to second base, and now a 1-2 count after the wild pitch. Brings in a run. We'll see how that comes across here. And quickly, Allers jumps out of the way. And it's a 7-5 game as Wahlert continues to play the catch-up.
Allers did a great job. You can see he's choked up a little bit. That's a close pitch. That's a borderline pitch, but you can't be striking out in a situation like that. He made some contact, fouled it off.
End of the bat, a little late swing. That's foul up in the mezzanine. There's a couple fans over there that didn't know the ball was going to come bouncing from behind. And they just kind of sat still for a minute. I mean, you're at a ballpark. You got to be ready, right, Kent? You never know where that thing's coming from.
You never know when that ball's coming at you.
I'm always impressed with the bravery that the players have hanging half out of the dugout on that fence.
Yeah.
I guess you only do it once, though.
Correct.
Then you maybe don't. But until that point, you're going to keep doing it.
It's amazing. I watch a lot of professional baseball, and they do the same thing there. They're up on the edge, and a ball go flying over top their shoulder. And
I mean, just a hard one off the edge of the bat will teach you a lesson. That one's high in the air. And who is going to call it out? Needs some communication, and second base comes in to pull it in. And that's Grifford. That could have been an interesting change of events if that ball had not been caught or a collision. But one run comes in for Wahlert. Still have some catch up to do as we move to the top of the fifth inning right here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Need money for college? Our scholarship registration is quick and easy. ISL Education Lending Scholarship is open to both students and parents. Visit iowastudentloan.org/award for details. Multiple awards are available, and you'll learn valuable financial literacy tips as part of the process. Register online today for your chance to win $1,000.
In our hometown, connections are personal, and trust is important. At Northwest Bank, we're more than just your bank. We're your neighbors. We're proud to give back to the communities we call home, supporting local businesses, schools, and the causes that matter most to you. Founded on integrity and honesty, we focus on relationships rooted in trust and care. Northwest Bank. We are commitment you can bank on.
Closed captioning on today's over-the-air networks is presented by Sukup Manufacturing. Sukup is the world's largest family-owned grain bin manufacturer and a proud partner of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Knoxville with Kading coming up to bat. Hit by a pitch back in the second inning, did score. He's on base twice. Not helping his batting average, but little question on Kading. Did he bump out that hip a little bit, trying to get hit by a pitch? Umpire behind the plate wasn't quite impressed of how they went down. We'll get this angle. And he leaned in a little bit, unless that was protection or was that on purpose. So,
boy, that's a tough call because you kind of turn in. You're told when those inside pitches, you kind of turn in, but.
Well,
Wow.
I guess he just got a deep upper thigh quick massage with that first pitch coming in as Getkin tripled back in that third inning. Actually strike that Kading back in that third inning, and he hits a bounce just over second base.
He said, I'd rather have a base hit than get hit by pitch.
I just warmed up that hip flexor a little bit.
You know, I was so lucky, the great businesses that sponsor some of these events. You know, we got Hy-Vee's, a proud partner of Iowa High School Athletic Association. They're bringing you all 28 tournament games from Carroll and Cedar Rapids this week on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
Right away, Matrison gets up to bat, puts it into play, and he will advance a runner. But he'll go out at first base. Bottom of the order with Hyatt at center fielder. He has yet to step foot on base yet either. Not too many Knoxville Panthers have not. He is one of them. A little undercut shot, going to be foul. Right along that fence line. The backstop near the Knoxville dugout trickles down. Schultz was not going to chase after that. Cummer continues to be on the mound. He's got 9 pitches into this game as Emmett Hyatt is up to bat.
Yeah, this is a big inning for Wahlert. You know, they got 1 run back. You want to get out and hold them in the top 5th and get yourself back in the dugout and get the sticks out.
Ooh, and that ball going foul, runs right into the umpire on that third base line. He tried to get it out of the way as quick as he could.
He did. He was standing in foul territory, so there was no doubt about whether it was fair or foul.
Josh Schlickman is at second base, just updating some infield here. Peyton Getkin at first. Crawford continues to be over at third base. Shortstop is Piero now. And they move J.P. Elpert to catcher. And they did move. Yeah, they did move Schultz to the dugout after they made some changes here an inning ago when they made a pitching change for Wahlert. That one out of reach. That's a 2-2 count, 1 out. Kading advancing to second after Matrison put that ball into play. And that's a hard thrown ball, and Hyatt's got to go sit down.
Boy, it looked like he picked up some speed on that pitch. Reared back, saying, I got a 2-2 count. I need to get this out.
So Riker Gifford moving in, another catalyst for this Knoxville team. He's at almost 53% on base percentage.
Yeah, he's had 28 hits, 368 batting average.
But he had some injuries too and was able to come out as an underclassman and really kind of help that lineup because of injuries on this team. (7-5) our score. Knoxville in the driver's seat to move into tomorrow to face the winner of North Polk, who's the 4 seed, against Western Dubuque, who's a 5 seed. That game to follow this one. That was supposed to be a 1:30 start.
I think we're going to miss that 1:30 start.
I think we're well past it, Kent. So unless they're playing it somewhere else and didn't tell us. And that's foul deep down that right side. He probably hit that 330.
Yeah, he did.
So will we see a 3:30 start for North Polk and Western Dubuque? I guess, I don't know what the over-under on that is, Kent. Which would then shift the schedule. Tonight you got Xavier, MOC Floyd Valley. That's the late one. Could that be a 9 o'clock start? The one before that, Carlisle and Assumption. Could that be a 6:30 start? I guess we'll find out as the day goes along. Getting rain, heavy rain here in Cedar Rapids this morning, pushing everything back. There's a strike against Gifford on his shoulder. That's out number 3. 4 batters came up, going to leave one on. There was one hit. Bottom of the 5th next on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Life's buzzing with energy. From the delightfully routine, to the novel and exciting, to the truly uncharted. With all that life brings, it's easy to lose track of what powers all those moments, our health. At Mercy One, our caring doctors focus on just that, powering health, from the everyday to the extraordinary. So you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Welcome back to our 3A quarterfinal match, quarterfinal game. But we're getting to the 5th inning stretch. The 5th inning stretch is brought to you by Northwest Bank. Proud to power our local communities with personal and business banking that never stops working for you. Member FDIC.
Getting back at the IHSAA State Baseball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau right here in Cedar Rapids at Veterans Memorial Stadium, home of the Cedar Rapids Colonels. We were here 2 years ago when we saw North Polk in Class 3A win the championship. They'll get a chance to renew that again as they will have the next game as they'll face Western Dubuque, number 4 versus 5. And the first pitch.
Number 45, Lincoln Norris.
So we have a change on the mound, and they're saying Norris now is pitching. We'll make that update. And Getkin flies out to left field into the glove of Luke Rosenboom. And Schlickman will step in. You know, it's the first game, Ken. We got some bugs along the way. We'll figure it out.
You have to work them out. You can't come out perfect in that first game, but
no.
We'll be perfect by the championship game Friday,
yeah,
right?
We'll blame the rain. We'll blame the rain, and it'll all come back. There's a crack into the glove on that first pitch, or second pitch, making it a 1-1 count. So Matrison now is at shortstop.
And playing shortstop, Jacob Richardson.
Lincoln Norris on the mound.
He's throwing some heat.
And Jessen Ferguson is at third base. I think those are all of our updates. And Wahlert still considering their pitching options for the next inning as Schlickman reaches for that one, and that's out number 2. Knoxville
Center fielder Gavin Reedy
can maybe already taste what their next game on Wednesday may be all about. That's scheduled for 4:30 again on Wednesday. The next games in 3A.
Well, this is what you want in a relief pitcher. You bring him in a game like this, you got a 2-run lead. You want him to throw strikes, and he's got some heat behind those strikes, and he's getting ahead early.
A little late. Comes deep up into that mezzanine, third base side with Reedy. Gavin Reedy walked and scored in the second. 9th batter in the lineup. Started the game in center field, and he brings one back just above one of the suites here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, right into that steal.
If one comes in the booth, do I get to keep the ball?
You can keep it, Ken.
Okay,
I think
thank you.
they said if it comes up, I don't know if there's an asterisk that said if you are in the broadcast crew, you can't keep it. But I think you're all right. Bouncer towards third, and Ferguson makes the throw in time, and that's the first time we've seen a 1-2-3 up and down in an inning so far this game. Top of the sixth inning coming up. It's 7-5 Knoxville on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
How do you make everyone's favorite buffet even better? How do you make the country's best chicken even more exciting? How do you make Thursday the best night ever? Wing night at Pizza Ranch. All the wings you want, plus all your other buffet favorites. And for a limited time, try the sweet heat of our new honey hot sauce. The country's best wing night is here. Taking flight Thursday nights, only at Pizza Ranch.
The Hy-Vee Championship Network is carrying all 28 games from Carroll and Cedar Rapids this week. You can watch anywhere with free streaming through the IHSA's website and on YouTube and on statewide tournament partners. Thanks for watching Iowa High School Baseball on the Hy-Vee Championship Network, whether you're tuning in on KCRG, WHO, KYOU, KXLT, KTIV, KSFY, Marquee Sports Network, Mediacom, or anywhere online. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle, and action continues here. Top of the sixth inning, Knoxville keeps the bats rolling, and a stand-up double from Jessen Ferguson.
Wow.
I mean, they are not messing around today. They're going to keep swinging those bats.
Yeah, he picked that first pitch and just drove the ball.
Again, Ferguson, that number 2 hitter, brings in Norris. And again, Lincoln Norris, quite a player here in Class 3A, as we see a change for a courtesy runner coming in. Maybe. So that will bring in for Knoxville, it appears to be Grant DeMoss.
Knoxville, number 13, Grant DeMoss.
So DeMoss, junior for this Knoxville Panther team, after Ferguson's great double out to left field. And Brandon Cummer, who's got 21 pitches as the second pitcher for Wahlert. We are going to see another change, as we are going to have a pitching change, again presented by Sukup, a call to the bullpen. Again, Sukup bins are better built. And who do we see coming in here for Wahlert? It appears to be Isaac Stile, I believe is who's coming in.
Yeah, you're at a crucial part of the game. Coach Tischer's looking at. We're in the top of the sixth. We're down 2 runs. Give up a leadoff double. I need to make something happen in this inning, and you need to bring in some relief to get in and say, get us out of this inning, get our bats going at the bottom of the sixth.
Actually, correction, I'll say it's Isaac Stille. Stille is how you pronounce that. So Stille coming in, again a senior. 38 2/3 innings pitched, Kent, so far this year. He is, I believe, looks like the second most used pitcher.
Yeah, he's
on
got
the season.
Second most innings of the team. So he's got the experience, got a 2.9 ERA, and you come in, you say, Isaac, we need strikes from you right now.
As sole title sponsor of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, Farm Bureau recognizes athletic and academic achievement on the field and in the classroom, helping to nurture Iowa's future leaders. Thank you again to Iowa Farm Bureau from the Iowa High School Athletic Association. And speaking of Farm Bureau, Kent, Friday nights, that's when the hats come out. That's when they get those, the unique prize in the state of Iowa, the hat, the championship hat, presented by Farm Bureau.
That would be exciting.
I don't know if they're selling you those in the black market. There's got to be somebody out there on eBay trying to sell one, you'd think, that we could find, or
believe me,
is that sacrilegious?
By the end of Friday night, I'll have one. I'll see if I can sneak you one, too. I'm a hat guy. My wife may be mad because I've got more hats.
It's the same boat here. I've got enough hats. What am I supposed to do with them all? You can't wear them all at once. Might be our last broadcast, though, Ken, if that's the case. Bouncer between short and third, and we're going to see, I thought we were going to see maybe Ferguson round third base. Actually, DeMoss round third base.
Yeah, that was a touch and go. I was watching that straight on, looking at that, saying, do you take that chance to go up by 3? But I think he played it safe. You know, with no outs, you got to run on third. Now you either you look for something driving the ball into the outfield, get a sacrifice fly, or we've seen a few squeeze opportunities today. We'll see if that happens.
Okay, Knoxville coming in at 24-8. Wahlert Catholic at 34-6. And Coach, you said Knoxville's head coach Turner DeVore was like, you know, it's great to be here, but I think he was deflecting a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, he was just he didn't want to jinx anything.
No, he was excited to be here, but deep down, being a former coach, I know you go into those things, and I remember going into a sub-state championship volleyball game, and we're facing the number 2 ranked team in the team, and you just say the things like, we just want to play well, but deep down, you want to win that thing.
You're not coming here just to experience and get the participation trophy. You want to get the big one, and you want the banner, and you want the hat.
That's right.
And you get to say that you were not just in the tournament, but you progressed through it, if not won it.
Yeah, this is tough. Kyler Gifford up. You know, he's batting .398. You know, he's got 37 hits for the season.
Steely's pitch going to get knocked up high by Gifford, and just waiting for the sound. There it is. Hits the roof above us. And Norris over on first base, and singled over to the left side. And a challenge there is going to bring one more run in for Knoxville. Take Norris over to second base. And Knoxville seeing their momentum continue, Kent.
Yeah, that was a tough play. You know, you think back, you want your pitcher, focus on this hitter. Let's get this hitter, you know, and then you go for that pickoff, make a poor throw, and you get down by 3 runs now.
And Kyler Gifford, 4 RBIs this game.
You know, now we're setting Kyler Gifford. Kind of changes his attitude at the plate. Sure, he's going for a base hit, but he's got a runner on second base, nobody out. He needs to get the ball to that right side to move that runner over for a potential sacrifice fly in the next batter.
Well, you remember what he did last time.
Yep.
Hit a 4-run or 3-run home run deep to left field beyond the plumbers and pipe fitters party deck. I assume that's what it's called out there. But what did we decide? What did we decide? 330, 340, maybe you hit that?
Yeah, it had to be. Got that top deck. Bounce off the back fence.
It's got to be in everybody's mind right now. Gifford waiting his pitch. Right towards the mound. It took a minute for Stilley to figure out where that ball was. Pulls it out of his back pocket. Gets it to first base for the out.
Yeah, great play. Great play. you know, he didn't take a look, but he probably had a chance of getting the runner at second base. He was kind of torn. Did he catch it? Did he not? Do I go to third? Do I not? But he made the great play, fielded it, threw it to first, got that first out.
So,
yeah, he caught that with his foot. Put a glove on that shoe.
Tischer coming out and going to switch pitchers again, it looks like, as Astilli hands the ball quickly over to Graham Ahlers, who was the very first pitcher we saw warming up after the first inning for Wahlert. So another call to the bullpen. Got a pitching change presented by Sukup. Sukup bins better built.
Now pitching for Wahlert Catholic, number 10, Graham Holler.
So Ahlers, who is DHing in this game, they'll bring him out from the dugout. I think that's the only change we saw out there, Coach. I don't think you saw anything else that.
Didn't see anything else on that one.
But it is 8-5. Again, Knoxville, when you look at then coming in today, into the last 5 games, they lost. When you look at their last 5, they were 3-2. Lost to Bondurant 6-3 early July. Lost to Ninola 14-0, and then fast forward, they get 3 days off. They beat Oskaloosa 2-0, Fort Madison 16-5, and then Bondurant Farrar. I'm sure Bondurant was thinking, we've got this one in the bag to try and get to state. But then they shut out Bondurant 6-0 to put Knoxville right now in the driver's seat for that semifinal game.
Yeah, I tell you, going through the schedules and seeing these teams play, you know, they both Knoxville, Wahlert, both play a lot of 4A schools throughout the summer, you know, and I think that's important. They want to play the best that's out there. You know, sometimes your record really doesn't necessarily matter. It's what kind of experience did you get through this year? I remember back in 91, 1A Norway, we were playing 3A, 4A schools and winning some, losing some, but it gave us great experience.
Yeah, you've got 3A, 4A schools on that list. It looked like there's some games that got canceled because of weather that would have built that schedule up a little bit more. But these two teams, at least recent records, show they've not competed against each other before in the past. Wallert's last 5, they were 4-1. Their pathway through was a 9-1 win over Center Point, beat 6-1 score with Decorah, Clear Creek, Amana to get here with a 12-2 score. And Luke Rosenboom in that left-handed batter's box, the left fielder. He's been 0 for 3 today. Swinging hard at that one.
Yeah, Coach Tischer bringing in relief there, kind of going for that left-on-left matchup.
1-1 count, ball comes outside. And Norris still lingering at second base. Western Dubuque fans filling in some gaps on the right side or in the first base side. We're just kind of off third base side a little bit behind home plate. The visiting radio box here at Memorial Stadium, Veterans Memorial Stadium.
I'd like to know the history of all the people that broadcasted from this booth.
You know, in the future they're going to talk. We were here once.
There you go.
And then they'll laugh. Grounder over towards first base, and Getkin bobbled off the chest, recovered, but makes a play unassisted.
Yeah, I like to see that play where he just kept that ball in front of him, made sure that ball did not get by him, because that's another run. Takes it off the chest and beats the runner to first.
Does move Norris over to third base. Another safety run if they can make that happen with 2 outs on the board, and Brady Rosaboom coming in. He is 0 for 3 as well. This middle lineup has not had much luck getting on base. Undercut, foul. Norris leading off a bit, ready to go. Run on anything. High and outside, and that will be out number 3. Did see 5 batters come through. 1 run scored, 2 hits, leave 1 on. And we will go to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll see Wahlert coming up on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Need money for college? Our scholarship registration is quick and easy. ISL Education Lending Scholarship is open to both students and parents. Visit iowastudentloan.org/award for details. Multiple awards are available, and you'll learn valuable financial literacy tips as part of the process. Register online today for your chance to win $1,000.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. Unwelcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between 2 people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
Welcome back. The video broadcasts of the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Championship events are copyrighted property of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Reproduction or retransmission of these broadcasts without the express written consent of the IHSAA is prohibited.
And back in Cedar Rapids for the IHSAA Baseball Tournament 3A underway today. 4A begins tomorrow. Class 1A, 2A taking place in Carroll this week. There's a crack right above second base as Lincoln Norris's pitch to Jacob Piero is in play for Wahlert as they want to try and get a hot inning going here in number 6.
Yeah, that's no better way to start it. You want your players to be aggressive. A lot of times you see in professional ball they're taking pitches when they're behind. I like to see him be aggressive, and he comes out, gets that hit to right field, and gets the ball rolling.
Comer in the lineup, Brandon, who's had his turn on the mound pitching today. Wahlert's gone through 4 pitchers, I believe, if our count is right. And you're looking at Knoxville so far on the mound with Lincoln Norris. He's thrown 13 pitches, now 14. But Knoxville has come through with just 3 pitchers. Kyler Gifford started things off, got 3 innings in, and there is a hit from Comer, gap left center. We're going to see a runner round third base, and here comes Piero. On his feet, scores a run.
Wow, did you see the wheels by Piero? He rounded, I thought there's no way he's scoring, and he rounded that hard.
He was not going to stop.
And Coach Tischer was waving him on, saying, you're scoring, baby.
Comer with that second, with his double. That's 3 hits for that boy.
Wow.
Look how beautiful this play is. Hits it right where he needed to be, where no one was at, and that gets the center fielder Hyatt on his horse. And there's some energy from Wahlert. 8-6 our score. 8 hits on both sides. Ooh. Left shoulder. Ball hits Albert. And runners are on 1 and 2. Bring in Crawford. He singled back in the first inning.
I like this timeout here. Coach is coming out, and he's talked to him. He said, all right, you know, we still have a 2-run lead. I know we got runners on first and second, nobody out. He said, get me a ground ball. Get me a ground ball. Just relax. Keep everything cool. Get us a ground ball, get a double play, and let's get out of this inning.
Because really, I guess Coach talked through that. You're looking at, you know, as a pitcher, the game can kind of feel like you're the only one out there.
Right. You know, you stand out on the mound and you feel like, oh, I'm letting the team down. I'm doing this. Going out and just calming him down, saying, hey, you got defense behind you. Give us a ground ball. Don't worry about the runners on first and second. You know, you're going to hold them on, but don't make a play where you're trying to pick somebody off to get an out. Just focus on this hitter right here.
So Lincoln Norris, top player here in Class 3A. Started the game at shortstop. Move him in to pitch, and now Noah Crawford. Checking the runner at 2. Shows bunt. Looked like it bounced off a home plate. And you got that 0-1 count.
Yeah, you can go one of two ways on this. You know, you got your number 4 hitter up, Noah Crawford, and, you know, you're having him bunt, moving the tying runs to second and third. Or you can say, let's go for a big inning. The coach decided, let's try to move the runners over. We'll see what happens on this pitch.
Shows bunt again. That will go fair. And we have runners not full on the bags, but that sacrifice bunt from Crawford moves runners into 2 and 3. And he got, again, the tying position with Elbert at second base.
Now you're looking at, you know, you want to get the ball to the outfield, a minimum of 1 run. Base hit scores 2 probably.
And Wahlert's just kind of snuck back in here, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
There's a crack right towards short. Got a choice to make. Take it to first base, and it's safe. Runner comes in, but Hill makes it in time, but brings in a run.
Yeah, he got on that first base line fast.
Just 1 out on that board. And he was half a second ahead of that ball coming into that mitt.
Yeah, that was definitely bang, bang at first base.
Hunter Hill, that single. Runners on the corners. After Comer came, crossed home plate. An attempt down third base. Trying to build on those outs on the scoreboard. Again, pushes Elbert to slide in, and we see Graham Owlers. He shows bunt, pulls it back.
You got Knoxville playing for double play up the middle, you know, playing in at the corners. So it'll be interesting to see. You got to turn that double play quick if you want to keep that run from scoring.
Owlers the DH. He walked back in the 3rd inning. He's also the current pitcher for Wahlert. Little reach on the bunt. Make a 1-2 count, 1 out. Beautiful day in Cedar Rapids again. Had a smoky sky here this morning. Rain came in. I haven't heard an official total of how much rain we got here at Veterans Memorial Stadium here in Cedar Rapids.
They were squeegeeing a lot of that water off that field after that 2-hour rain delay.
They marked the field and covered it and said, we're going to go on a delay. There's a shot, just like you said, can't go out to the outfield. The gap out in right center. And we're going to see Wahlert bring 2 runs in and go up on the scoreboard. and you can hear the Wahlert faithful.
Boy, if you see the replay on that, Graham Allers took that pitch on the outside, and you see that from High V here sponsoring this replay, and he took that outside pitch and just drove it right over the right fielder's head.
Brought in Elbert and brought in Hill to make it 9-8 advantage Wahlert, the number 1 seed over number 8 seed Knoxville. And Allers with that double does not quite put him in a safe spot, puts him in a better spot. But Knoxville has had success when they've been up to bat. The only rough one was back in the 5th inning when they weren't able to score. Otherwise, they scored, again, all but 2 innings so far for Knoxville. Getkin moves in, the first baseman. He tripled back in the 3rd inning, was left on. He got a hold of it, it's high. See some communication in the outfield, high, it'll pull it in, and that's out number 2. Will hold up with Allers at second.
Second baseman, Josh Schlickman.
Schlickman in, Reedy on deck.
Yeah, talking to Coach DeVore, you know, I know that he's sitting there thinking right now, throw strikes. Don't worry about that runner on second. Let's just get this 3rd out, get us back in the dugout, and give us a chance.
King Ray comes out from behind home plate. So Garrett King, junior catcher. He's only batted twice this year, being DH'd. Allers is covering him in that lineup. Hard thrown, but outside the zone. Lincoln Norris, 25 pitches in. I've seen 3 pitchers for Knoxville. That one hard, high hit. Again, communicating, and Hyatt with a second fly out for Knoxville to bring them into the dugout and see if they can tie. If not, get past Wahlert here as we go to the top of the 7th inning. We're moving along in this tournament in 3A. Thanks for being with us on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey. Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
Today's coverage of the Hy-Vee Championship Network is brought to you in part by Cookies Barbecue. Cookies, epic sauces, and bold seasonings. Remember, smart cookies, use Cookies.
Also brought to you by our Farm Bureau, our title sponsor. The Iowa Farm Bureau is a proud title sponsor of the IHSAA, championing youth through sports and education.
So it looks like we've got a change on the mound. Officially, I thought we had Allers last time up. So he continues in the lineup as I'm looking through here as, again, Allers replaced Schumacher, who was maybe going to come back out and pitch is what we're seeing. I'm just looking at my stat monitor, but Allers is out there. Comes in with a 1.0 ERA into this tournament. And Kading will step in that 7th spot, the DH. Hit by a pitch back in the second, scored. Gone with an error in the third. Singled and end up at second base back in the fifth inning. Sure did turn out to be a beautiful day for baseball after the rain we had here in Cedar Rapids this morning. That set things back a couple hours. And that pitch comes in as a strike.
And it turned into a beautiful ball game.
Very competitive.
Yep, 9-8 ball game, 10-8 hits. It's a great game.
That one outside, left-hander. Again, Graham Allers.
Yeah, with the one-run lead going into the top seventh, you know, you get them out and you win the ball game. I'm sure Coach Tischer had a talk with them saying, hey, no free passes. Let's make them put it in play.
Straight to the backstop. Wahlert started this game with the advantage, a 3-1 score. Knoxville responded the same, 3-1, scoreless third. Another 3-1 inning in the fourth. Knoxville took the lead on that. No scores in the fifth inning, and then a 4-1 advantage for Wahlert to put us where we're at right now, 9-8. The winner going on to the semi on Wednesday to face North Polk or Western Dubuque.
Shortstop, Jacob Richardson.
Well, and if you're Coach DeVore, you got exactly what you're hoping for. Let's get me that leadoff run, get me that leadoff batter on base, and we can make things happen.
So Kading walking down to first base, and Matrison stepping into the right-handed batter's box. Gone with an error from the pitcher back in the second, did score. Reaches for that one. That will give an 0-2 count now. That one hit high up in the infield. We will see first baseman Getkin.
Had to battle the sun a little bit there.
He was battling. He's got those sunglasses on his hat too. Maybe you need to put those on.
I don't know if you saw a highlight on MLB Network the other night. Some guy in the middle of a fly ball takes it off his hat just like he's wearing them, puts them on, and catches the ball.
That's a pro move.
That is a pro move.
Runner stays at first base with Kading. Matrison again. The fly out at first base and high at the bottom of the order now. He has yet to reach a base as well. Struck out last time up in the fifth inning. Again, Knoxville back in the state tournament for the first time since 2010. They won the title in 2002. There was a stretch there. They were in a 1-0-2-0-3. Must have been a solid team during that time. No look on that. And do or die for Knoxville. That one hit, pulled left foul towards the bullpen for Wahlert.
Yeah, you want Hyatt, if you're coaching, you watching this team, you want Hyatt to put that ball in play, stay out of the double play, bring up our leadoff hitter, Riker Givert, and he can give us a chance.
Puts it into play over to third base. And just out of reach of second baseman Schlickman. Schlickman maybe was a little ahead of himself. Kent, you said watch that double play. And he was thinking too far ahead to Wednesday.
You know, you look at the score sheet. You got Knoxville with 8 runs, 8 hits, no errors. You got Wahlert with 9 runs, 10 hits, and 5 errors. That's kind of been the difference in the game. Hopefully, that they get a double play here, they can get out of it.
Hyatt ends up on first base with that fielder's choice. On top of the order with Gifford. And Riker Gifford, unfortunately, has struck out twice for Knoxville today, but did single back in the 4th, and he's been across home plate twice. We'll have our quick star of the game coming up at the conclusion of this. And there's Gifford high up, and communication is key as third baseman Crawford comes over. And Pearl gave him the room, and he'd one more out. This game is done, and Wahlert can relax at least until Wednesday. 9-8 is our score. Tying run at second. Go-ahead run is over at first base.
The batter, third baseman Justin Ferguson.
And we'll highlight our top performer in today's game from Quick Star. Pitching from Allers is into play, and the force out at third sends Wahlert into Wednesday. As Ferguson hits first base, but it's all for none, and Wahlert, they win this one by a score of 9-8. We will wrap this thing up from Cedar Rapids and Veterans Memorial Stadium right after this on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/WeCare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Well, final score here in Cedar Rapids as we do see the Knoxville Panthers end the year, and they get the trophy out there. You see they will be awarded that very shortly as Knoxville goes to 24-9 on the season. Wahlert goes to 35-6 with a 9-8 victory over Knoxville. Let's highlight our top performer of today's game as we're going to give credit to Hunter Hill and pull up his stat line here real quick as we give credit to Hunter. 3 at-bats, 1 run in, had 2 hits, 3 RBIs, but, well-deserved, Kent.
Yeah, well-deserved. I tell you what, there's a handful of players that obviously could have received that player of the game. Hunter Hill was outstanding. Outstanding on both sides. You had number of hits, you had players that played, you have a close game like that. amongst friends. You know, the two coaches are friends, and it was great to see them shake hands afterwards. But what a ball game, what a way to open up the 3A state tournament.
On the go, Quickstar's got you covered. Fuel up, grab a bite, and score offers with their Quick Rewards app. Get everything you need only at Quickstar. The final from our first quarterfinal game in Class 3A from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Wahlert Catholic moves on as they win 9-8 over Knoxville. The field will continue to be set. North Polk and Western Dubuque are on deck. This has been the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Baseball Tournament presented by Farm Bureau on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. For Kent Stock and our entire broadcast crew, I'm Nate Clayberg. Good afternoon from Cedar Rapids. So if you